Now, if you are lucky enough to own your own home, you can expect to foot the bill for any renovations or changes. But for one resident of a block in South London, she says staggering bills for upkeep and repairs have left her feeling like a hostage in her own home. Southwark Council owns the freehold of the estate she lives on and says all the works are necessary. Bhavani Vaddy has the story.
I've had an emergency team that's had to visit my house because of suicide attempts, because I haven't known how to find the money to pay for this.
Artist Michelle Baharier has called this home for nearly 30 years, initially as a council tenant and then as a leaseholder after she bought it. Since then, she says she's received extortionate bills for renovations from Southwark Council, which owns the freehold.
I'm absolutely petrified. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to end up on the street in a tent, quite frankly, because I'll lose my home, because leasehold, your flat can be forfeited.
As a leaseholder, Michelle owns her property for the length of the lease agreement with the freeholder, which in this case is Southwark Council, who owns it outright, including the land it's built on. The council installed communal heating on her estate at a cost of £25,000 to each leaseholder after consulting with residents.
Well, at the moment, the electrics have all corroded, so they have to replace them, so it's on overdrive. It breaks down about once a month.
Michelle decided to challenge the cost in a tribunal, but after losing, she also has to pay court fees and interest, bringing the total to about £32,000.
We are utterly powerless, yeah, and all it does is allow people to use you as a money bank, basically, and you know, they don't have to prove anything. And the law is on their side. It's not on leaseholders' side.
Michelle is one of a high number of leaseholders here in London. In fact, according to the latest figures, 57% of all leasehold homes sold in England were here in the capital.
The people who bought from private freeholders have more ways of solving their problems. So, for instance, they've got the right to manage. So, if they're not happy with the way that the block of flats being managed, they can get all their neighbours together and get the right to manage. Or they can also look into buy the freehold, and that's a really good option. Those options are not open to people who are living in council housing.
Southwark Council said in a statement, "We only ever charge each leaseholder their share, but even so, some bills can be substantial. We do everything we can to keep these costs down." Michelle now wants the whole leasehold system to be reformed, but in the meantime, the bills are still mounting. She's now anxious about costs for repairing the roof. Bhavani Vaddy, BBC London, Southwark.